The annals of history are replete with tales of cruelty and inhumanity, with many of these stories centered around the horrors of World War II. Amidst the countless tales of soldiers, civilians, and concentration camp survivors, one particularly unsettling account stands out, that of Jenny Wanda Barkmann, a German supermodel who turned into a sadistic Nazi guard. This essay will delve into the life of Jenny Wanda Barkmann, exploring her journey from the catwalk to the concentration camp, and ultimately to her brutal execution. Born in Hamburg in 1922, Jenny Wanda Barkmann was a beautiful young girl with dreams of a modeling career. She enrolled in the studio for the performing arts in Hamburg, and her angelic appearance soon propelled her to stardom. Her photos graced the pages of various fashion and men's magazines, and her fame spread across Germany and beyond. It seemed that life had dealt her a winning hand, with her golden dreams becoming a reality. However, as the war intensified, the Nazis began recruiting civilians to serve as guards and wardens in concentration camps. Barkmann responded to the call in 1944, and she was assigned to the Stutthof concentration camp near the town of the same name. There, Barkmann's life took a dark and twisted turn, as she became one of the most feared and brutal wardens in the camp. Upon her arrival at Stutthof, Barkmann quickly gained a reputation for her unimaginable cruelty. Her angelic appearance belied the dark and sadistic nature lurking beneath the surface. She was especially brutal towards Jewish and Polish women, and her victims were subjected to a variety of torturous methods. Barkmann's favorite method of punishment was beating with a thin leather belt, a weapon she used to beat several dozen women to death. In addition to her physical abuse, Barkmann also engaged in psychological torture. She delighted in separating mothers from their children, often sending the child to the gas chamber in front of the mother's eyes. Barkmann also involved local doctors in her sadistic endeavors, conducting inhumane experiments on camp inmates. Throughout her tenure at Stutthof, Barkmann's atrocities earned her the nicknames the Charming Ghost and Mad Jenny. As the war drew to a close, the Stutthof concentration camp was liberated on May 9, 1945. Many guards and wardens, including Barkmann, attempted to flee and evade capture by the advancing Red Army. Barkmann managed to evade capture for 4 months, hiding in Poland before making her way to Gdansk, where she intended to leave the country. However, her luck ran out when she was recognized and arrested by military patrol at the railway station. During her subsequent trial, Barkmann presented various defense strategies, none of which were convincing. She first claimed that she was forced to become a guard due to Gestapo threats against her family. When that didn't work, she tried to present herself as an anti-fascist who volunteered to work at the camp in order to alleviate the suffering of the inmates. However, the evidence against her was overwhelming, and she was ultimately sentenced to death by hanging. On July 4, 1946, Barkmann, along with several other Nazi criminals, was executed at Biskupnaya Hill. An estimated 200,000 people gathered to witness the execution, a testament to the collective desire for justice and retribution. As Barkmann and the other convicts stood on the truck with nooses around their necks, a woman from the crowd rushed forward and pushed Barkmann's legs off the truck, hastening her demise. This act of defiance symbolized the repudiation of Barkmann's crimes and the atrocities committed by the Nazis during the war. Following her execution, Barkmann's body was sent to the Department of Anatomy and Neurobiology at the Dansk Medical Academy. There, her remains served as a macabre educational tool for future medical professionals. In a twisted sense of poetic justice, Barkmann's once-admired body was reduced to an exhibit, a stark reminder of the dark depths to which humanity can descend. The story of Jenny Wanda Barkmann is a chilling reminder of the capacity for evil that resides within even the most seemingly innocent and beautiful individuals. Her transformation from a promising young model to a sadistic Nazi guard underscores the corrupting influence of power and the insidious nature of the Nazi regime. Barkmann's brutal execution and the public response to her crimes serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for justice. The rise of the Nazi regime and its obsession with the Aryan ideal played a significant role in shaping Jenny Wanda Barkmann's journey from supermodel to concentration camp guard. The Aryan ideal, as promoted by the Nazis, was a vision of racial purity that idealized individuals with specific physical characteristics, such as blonde hair, blue eyes, and a tall, slender build. Barkman, with her angelic appearance, fit this description perfectly and became a symbol of the Nazis' twisted vision of beauty. As Barkman's modeling career took off, her image was used not only in fashion and men's magazines, but also in propaganda materials distributed throughout Germany and the territories it occupied. Her photos were used to bolster the morale of soldiers and civilians alike, encouraging them to fight for the Third Reich and the Aryan ideal. Unbeknownst to Barkman, her image was instrumental in perpetuating the very ideology that would later drive her to commit unspeakable acts of cruelty. To better understand the transformation of Jenny Wanda Barkman from a celebrated supermodel to a sadistic concentration camp guard, it is crucial to examine the factors that led to her radicalization. The Nazi regime was notorious for its ability to indoctrinate and radicalize ordinary citizens, turning them into loyal followers and, in some cases, brutal perpetrators of its heinous crimes. Barkman's decision to join the ranks of concentration camp guards can be partially attributed to the pervasive influence of Nazi propaganda and the allure of power and authority within the camp system. The Nazi regime offered high salaries, benefits, and prospects for advancement to those willing to serve in concentration camps, making it an attractive proposition for many civilians. Barkman, perhaps disillusioned with her modeling career or seeking a sense of purpose, was drawn to this opportunity and ultimately chose to embrace the darkness. As a guard at the Stutthof concentration camp, Barkman was exposed to an environment that fostered and rewarded cruelty and sadism. Surrounded by like-minded individuals who shared her twisted beliefs and her newfound appetite for violence, Barkman's descent into brutality was swift and shocking. The once celebrated model became a feared and despised figure, known for her relentless cruelty and insatiable thirst for suffering. The story of Jenny Wanda Barkman has continued to captivate and disturb audiences long after her execution. Her tale serves as a cautionary example of how an individual's life can take a dark and twisted turn when exposed to the corrupting influence of power and extremist ideologies. Additionally, her story raises questions about the nature of evil, the capacity for cruelty within seemingly ordinary individuals, and the potential for redemption and forgiveness. The legacy of Barkman's story has had a lasting impact on the public imagination, inspiring works of fiction, documentaries, and scholarly research. Her life serves as a reminder of the atrocities committed during the Holocaust, the complexities of human nature, and the dangers of unchecked power and radical ideologies. In examining Barkman's life and the circumstances that led to her brutal execution, we gain a deeper understanding of the factors that can drive individuals to commit unspeakable acts of cruelty and the consequences of allowing such acts to go unchallenged. Barkman's story has also contributed to ongoing debates about the nature of justice and the appropriate punishment for war criminals. Her execution, though brutal, was seen by many as a fitting end for an individual who had caused so much suffering and pain. However, others argue that the execution was a manifestation of the same cycle of violence and retribution that fueled the atrocities of the Holocaust. These debates raise important questions about the limits of justice, the potential for rehabilitation, and the role of punishment in addressing the wounds of history. Ultimately, the story of Jenny Wanda Barkman serves as a stark reminder of the capacity for evil within even the most seemingly innocent individuals. Her rise to fame as a supermodel, her descent into brutality as a concentration camp guard, and her eventual execution reflect the complex and often contradictory nature of the human experience. As we remember Barkman's life and the countless lives affected by her actions, we are challenged to confront our own capacity for cruelty and our responsibility to stand against injustice, hatred, and extremism.